Welcome, everyone. Today we revisit one of the wildest attacking masterpieces ever played. Garry Kasparov versus Veselin Topalov, Wijk and Zee 1999. This game is often called Kasparov's Immortal, and once you see what happens in the middle game, you'll understand exactly why. Kasparov begins with his most trusted weapon, e4, immediately grabbing central presence. Topalov answers solidly with d6, showing a Pirc setup. Kasparov expands with d4, and Topalov develops the knight to nf6. Kasparov adds pressure with nc3, and Topalov fianchettos his bishop with g6. Kasparov calmly continues development with b3, putting the bishop on a powerful diagonal. Topalov replies bg7, completing the kingside setup. Then Kasparov plays queen d2, preparing long castling and hinting at a dangerous kingside advance. Topalov strikes on the queenside with c6, planning b5. Kasparov strengthens his center with f3, and sure enough, Topalov pushes b5. Kasparov brings in another piece with ng2, while Topalov develops his knight to nbd7. And now Kasparov launches the first punch. bh6, challenging the key defender of the black king. Topalov captures bxh6, but that lets Kasparov's queen jump forward with qx6, taking full control of the kingside dark squares. Topalov replies with bb7, and Kasparov calmly pushes a 3, stopping b4 ideas. Topalov hits back in the center with a 5, and Kasparov castles. Long Topalov meets this with qe7. Kasparov steps his king to kb1, a classic precaution before the storm. Topalov plays a 6, expanding further. Kasparov brings the knight to nc1, planning to reroute. Topalov castles long. The knight jumps again, nb3, aiming at a 5. Topalov captures in the center with xd4. Kasparov immediately counterplays with ard4, hitting the open file. Topalov tries to chase pieces with c5, and Kasparov calmly drops to rd1. Topalov places the knight on nb6, adding pressure. Kasparov starts pushing kingside pawns with g3, and Topalov centralizes his king with kb8. Kasparov's knight leaps beautifully to nf5, threatening discoveries. Topalov develops his bishop to ba8, eyeing long diagonals. Kasparov brings another piece, bh3, creating threats on the kingside. Topalov counters with d5, grabbing space. Kasparov places the queen on qf4, pointing at c7. Topalov shifts the king to ka7, stepping away from tactics. Now Kasparov intensifies pressure with re1. Lining up all forces, Topalov strikes with d4, trying to break open lines. Kasparov's knight jumps into the action with nd5, and Topalov captures nxd5. Kasparov recaptures xd5, reopening the center. Topalov places his queen on qd6, and Kasparov goes for central takeover with rd4. Topalov captures cxd4, and Kasparov brings a rook to the 7th rank with re7, a powerful invasion. Topalov checks with kb6, and Kasparov replies qd4. Topalov runs with ka5, but Kasparov pushes b4, forcing the king forward. The black king marches into the battlefield with k4. Kasparov gives a precise check with qc3, forcing qd5. Kasparov swings a rook into ra7, hitting from behind. Topalov's bishop jumps to bb7, trying to block lines. Kasparov continues the attack with rb7, and Topalov tries counterplay with qc4. Kasparov's queen joins with qf6, forcing ka3. Kasparov checks again with qa6, making Topalov run to kb4. Now the center explodes, c3, and Topalov escapes to kc3. Kasparov forces the king deeper with qa1, and Topalov goes kd2. Kasparov pushes qb2, and Topalov steps to kd1. Kasparov now activates the bishop with bf1, and Topalov brings a rook with rd2. Kasparov doubles his rooks with rd7, and Topalov trades with rxd7. Kasparov's bishop recaptures bc4, and Topalov takes bxc4. Kasparov plays qh8, and Topalov tries rd3. Kasparov hits again with Qa8. Topalov pushes C3. Kasparov checks with Qa4. Topalov blocks with K1. Kasparov pushes F4, preparing the final attack. Topalov tries F5, but the position is collapsing. Kasparov centralizes the king with KC1, and Topalov plays RD2. Kasparov ends the game with a calm but deadly QA7, and Topalov resigns, because mate is unavoidable. And that's Kasparov's Immortal, a game where every move feels like it belongs in a chess museum. A king hunt across the entire board, rooks on the 7th rank, sacrifices everywhere, and a final quiet queen move to seal the win. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Chess Mind. More legendary battles coming soon. See you in the next one.